Yeah. That was Kiss Kiss with Chris Brown and T-Pain. I'm on the street, I'm on the air with 959 Breakfast. This is Shudu Musida.
What do you know? What do you know? Hey, a whole Miss Bani Bani. Miss Sampo.
On the street, on the air, Kaya.
959. Yeah, this is what happens when Shudu's in the building. You know, the machines just decide to get excited and impress you.
It's Chris.
Chris is excited on the desk.
He got nervous.
He got very nervous. He got very, very nervous. Chris on the technical desk got a little bit excited there because Shudu's in the building. 16 minutes after 6 o'clock in the morning. Welcome to it. We are on the street. We are on the air. We're hanging out with Shudu the entire day today. We're doing it a little bit differently. On the brink of Nelson Mandela Day. You share a birthday with him.
Oh, yeah.
Of course you do. Yeah. We know you.
I was about to give you that information. You said Nelson Mandela Day. I'm like, oh, by the way.
Nah, baby, we know you.
And then you're like, okay, fine. You also share a birthday with him. So
absolutely.
Like that.
You are an inspiration of note. Thank you so much for waking up in the morning and starting your day on 959. You are actually doing more than starting your day on 959. Are you a co-host now? Yes. Radio anchor for the day.
Yes, something to go on my CV.
Right. Let's do this thing. So, Shuds, word on the street, right? So we are San Sol Penduga. I have to let you know where he is. He is literally on the air. He's in a flight to the UK. He's going to play Amapiano there with the chillers in the UK.
Nice.
MacG in the mix of things with Sol Penduga. You know the podcasters. They're doing great things. The world loves them.
Shout out.
Mapiano to the world. We wish them well. He's flying the Kaya 959 flag in the UK. Love that for him. So on the street, word has it that in South Africa, we're a weird bunch. I'll tell you why. You're Venda. I'm Tswana. The two of you are Zulu. Today we'll call you NG Penduga.
How, my daughter? Wow. Maybe call me Sor Kumalo. Has a nice ring to it.
And we've got Makhatebe susaring the specs, but we're going to keep them on.
Yeah,
right?
we're going to keep
There we go. So the both of them are Zulu. You're Venda. I'm Tswana, part Xhosa. So classical Movango style. Or
Movango.
The mother will be Venda.
Yes.
The father will be Zulu.
Yes.
The daughter will be
Tswana.
The son will be Xhosa. The uncle will be Tsonga.
Yes.
And the auntie will be colored from Cape Town.
Absolutely.
They talk their home languages.
Are you sure?
All of them.
Are you sure
understand
that's not
each other.
generations?
Both
You say.
South African drama series. That's what they do to us. So we're going to do literally word on the street in our own indigenous home languages. Hopefully we're going to get this right. Anything that's top of your mind right now, that is word on the street, something that you know that is trending, a piece of information that you want to share. I'm literally not going to think of what might have been prepared for breakfast this morning. I'm going to say go off the top of your head so we can see if we can actually have a full-fledged conversation. We're going to start in
Why?
Zulu.
Because I'm wearing glasses.
Yes.
Okonje.
Yeah.
Kodwa mina yini ngubaba.
Wena akunandaba umuntu nje ukhuluma isiZulu.
Okay. I think sengiqedile ke.
Awuqala phela sifuna indaba. Ayithi siyaqala le conversation usitshele something indaba nyana nje bese uNG bese mina ngiyayithatha. uNG ayithathe sigcine ngosisi wethu okhuluma isiVenda.
Okay, ngoba kuyabanda ke namhlanje indaba yami izoshesha ukuphela.
Yobe yagodola nayo.
Exactly. Inokuqhaqhazela.
Uyazi ngicela ukunitshela ukuthi kwesinye isikhathi umuntu uzama ukunika abanye abantu imisebenzi yabona. So izolo ngiphuma la emsebenzini i9 to 5 yami. Ngifike ekhaya labantu engibaqashile abekho. Manje sekufanele ngiyowenzani? Ngiyolusa inkomo. Ngiyiphumela nje emsebenzini. Seloku ngivuke nge-hour lesithathu ekseni. Sekufanele ngiyosebenza futhi ngilusa inkomo. Into enjani le?
So unoira ngedi khomu? Unoira ngedi khomu? Uno slaughter di khomu? Yaba no wetsang. Uno di beile udi kholosa di khomu. Rawe mawe wena Sol Kumalo. Ware o chaisitse mmerekong.
Yebo.
Kan 9 to 5 ya.
Le ngiyenzayo like sen.
Yone uyiranga ke ko 9 5.
Njengoba yila nje.
Wa fitla mo di platalante tsa hao.
Vele.
Wa tsa di khomu, wa lodi isola.
Anezwanga sizwinji ndovusona singa machero ninga 6 ndovanga 5 there's a supermoon mandovanga 5 namusi and ndiko ambakaradio Africa Chipembe zinalanga ndifi Shudufhadzo Musida mudhuru wa marande na wewe
angazi nokuthi uthini kodwa kumnandi hayi mnandi lento ayishoyo
yatella we mayatella
South African French
I get what khata ba South African French mara ena lo feel ngare tshwanzo wa peye papa o khadike ka matlapa or we bue because I get tlhaloganyo gore ke tla khona na I get sure Movango in the building, 21 minutes after 6. Welcome to it if you've just tuned in. This is Kaya 959 on the street, on the air. We've got Shudu in the building. We're going to hang out with her the entire show. Don't you be in a hurry. Don't you be panicked. She's not going anywhere anytime soon. This is Moby Dixon on the street, on the air, Kai 959. We're in it. Listen, when I tell you that we're everywhere, Sol Penduga is literally on the air and he's on the app, most probably wherever he is. I know that we were chatting with him after he boarded his flight all the way to the UK and we were able to connect with him on WhatsApp. So I'm hoping that he is still awake, most probably fast asleep now, and somewhat or the other listening to the beautiful sounds of Kai 959. It's 28 minutes after 6 o'clock in the morning. We're hanging out with with Shudu. I nearly said Mashudu. Where's that coming from? Where is that coming from?
Everyone says that, and I'm like,
do we all call you Mashudu?
No, like most people call me Shudufhadzo, and then you'll find that I've been hanging out with someone for a year.
Yeah.
And then randomly when they're introducing me, this is my Shudu, and I'm like, you don't know my name?
After a year?
After a year?
This is wild.
This is wild.
So we're still on Venda Pride, right? And apparently, we're talking off air. According to Wikipedia, Venda had its own flag.
Yeah.
Or has its own flag.
Venda does have its own flag, and you will
Yeah.
see it on most cars where people say Shumela Venda. So that's like Venda Pride. When you're from Venda, ni Shumela Venda Shpinga Chote. So
Nishumela Venda Shipinga Shaute.
yeah, so you Shumela Venda Shpinga Chote. So
Yeah.
even when on the cars, even when they say Shumela Venda, there's the Venda flag next to it.
Yeah.
So even if you go online, you'll find that. I'm not 100% sure if it was his own country, but yeah, Venda Pride is a real thing.
This is a brilliant piece of information that I'm learning so late in my years. Goes to show that Americans and South Africans equally ignorant to a certain extent. So if you are Venda and proudly Venda, please send us WhatsApps. Please do call in. Let's talk about this thing. Do you know whether or not Venda was independent from South Africa and became part of? On the basis of the fact that it has its own flag, right? And if you go to Wikipedia, according to Wikipedia, there's a piece of information there that states that it could have been independent and was made part of, or is independent now, or was part of then. It's confusing. And you know Wikipedia can be edited by anyone at any given time. So we are looking for facts here. We're not claiming the facts. We're just saying there's information out there. If you truly are a Shumela Venda person,
Venda Pride.
Venda Pride, and you know more than we do, please do send us those voice notes. We're hanging out with Shudu the entire 3 hours. She's literally our co-pilot this morning from 6 to 9, and she's looking absolutely amazing. We're filming, so you'll be able to catch this on our YouTube as well as on kaya959.co.za at some point or the other. But tell a friend to tell a friend. Tune in now, 6:30 o'clock in the morning. Good morning. A very good morning to you if you're just tuning in. You're listening to Kaya 959, hashtag 959 breakfast. So the show is made up of Nosipo Khatebe, Angie Kumalo, Dineo Ranaka, and now today, Shudu, former Miss South Africa, reigning queen in the year 2020. Were you nervous when you won?
Yes.
Throughout the entire process?
Yes, the whole process. I would go to Tato and I'd be like, oh my God, what am I doing? What am I doing? And sometimes it felt like it was an out of body experience where I'm seeing all these things happening. But I think I was so excited to make friends. But when the actual competition was happening, I was like,
It's going down.
Yeah, it's going down. But like, I don't think I was competing as much as people would expect. I was just so excited to actually like make friends because I don't have a lot of those.
I'm going to recap of this moment when you won. You didn't sound nervous. Let's hear how you sounded.
It is important for education to be prioritized in our society to change the narratives about mental health that exist. We have a collective responsibility to destigmatize and inform how we as a society view mental health. For any change to come about in our communities, we need to tackle the mind, the powerhouse. If the mind is conquered, we will go nowhere. As Miss South Africa, I'll be a representative of the beauty, resilience, and diversity that exists in this country. Thank you.
It is a new dawn, South Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, your 62nd Miss South Africa, Shudufhadzo Musida.
That moment when I had to say my final statement. For most, like, you know how it's about winning, right?
Yeah, of course.
For me, I just said, Lord, please put me in the top 3 so I can say my final statement. I can say my final statement because I just wanted to speak on that, right? Anything that happened after that, I was satisfied just standing there and saying my final statement is top 3.
So that was a very significant nervous moment for you.
Yeah.
Doing the opening link of the show, how did you feel? Nervous?
No, I felt nervous, but then at the same time, like, I was like, you know what? These are cool peeps. These are cool peeps. You know, you walk into a place and you feel like you're at home.
Yeah,
like
that's
you're
so
about
nice.
to have a conversation. Obviously, there's a mic in front of you, but my stage fright was so terrible that in high school I would itch and I would sweat. So my English teacher, Mrs. Hughes, would be like, it's okay, my darling, it's okay. And then she'd tell me to sit down and always give me like a 60% because she could see that I prepared. I just couldn't get the words out. So doing Miss South Africa was just, breaking so many boundaries for me. And it was amazing.
Absolutely good and very empowering, very inspiring. So the thing that I'm asking this morning is, how nervous do you get? When was the last time you were nervous? And how nervous were you under these following scenarios? Okay. Ladies, give me a moment. South Africa, give me a moment. The globe, wherever you are listening on the .co.za or on the app, listen. Audio bouquet, sisonke silabo.
Willa.
Please just let me know under the following scenarios. On a scale of 1 to 10, how nervous were you? 1 being not nervous, 10 being as itching like Shudu on a very nervous day at school. Okay? Blood, COVID, or pregnancy tests. I'm an expert here because I just pop them babies. Okay? I pop them. So pregnancy tests don't make me. I don't even go for pregnancy tests anymore. I wake up in the morning, I'm like, alrighty.
I feel like I'm pregnant
It's
today.
running through my body and we're making a baby.
I love it.
How nervous were you? Scale of 1 to 10.
I don't think I've ever had one.
Oh, well, you're playing it very safe. I need to be more like you towards my 50s. Thank you.
I mean, on the COVID test, I was pretty nervous on that one.
Yeah.
I felt like, what is this going to mean for my life? And I actually kind of knew that I was going to get COVID, but I was like, no, I don't want to be a statistic. I don't want to be those numbers. So,
Shudu?
On COVID for me, I was nervous because I had to travel. So most of the time when I started getting sick, it was just before I had to travel. So COVID had me like, okay, what's going to happen now? Tickets are bought. Life needs to move. But
Then you come out negative.
Then you come out but COVID was the scariest thing for me.
Alrighty, second scenarios, ladies. Alrighty, gents as well, you in on this one. I'm going to ask you for voice notes before we slide into your dreams, right? Second scenario, meeting the in-laws, writing an exam, or meeting having a boyfriend visit your place for the first time.
Oh, in-laws. However,
In-laws.
is a 10.
Shudu, itchy shoots.
Oh my gosh.
There we have it. Nossi, you were?
I was also pretty much a 10. Oh no, actually I'll give it a 9 because
in-laws.
meeting the in-laws is always crazy because you're like, I wonder if they'll feel like I'm their daughter or or if they're like, no, not this girl, hey? And then that's the end of my relationship.
You know, if the family says no, it's
It's over.
heavy days.
And what
heavy days.
happened when you met them? Did they like you?
Yeah, they did. They actually did. So thanks the Lord for that.
No, for me, it had to be maths paper 2 in matric. Oh.
To be what?
Maths paper 2.
It's a trick.
You know, again. No, like I was itching, but at the same time, you know, you look at a paper and you're sitting down and then you do this. And then you just
Hoping that's when you go closer, everything would have changed.
No, and then you go like, okay, let me just start from the end.
You know?
You go to the end, it's like bears everywhere. And you can't do anything. Maths paper 2 traumatized me. Traumatized.
Iyamshaya i-monkeypox. Anxiety. I can imagine you blistering everywhere. Listen, 6:41, we're just about to slide into your dreams. Do call us for your dream interpretations. In the meantime, you can also send us those WhatsApps on a scale of 1 to 10. In your home language, how nervous you were under any circumstance, any scenario, any situation in your life. Kaya 959 959 breakfast. It's not a lie. We are definitely on the street and on the air. I just got a text from my boy, Sol Penduga. He's in Kenya now.
How?
Okay. He's in Kenya. He's absolutely in Kenya. That's where Sol Penduga is. We're going to try connect with him, hopefully.
Yes.
I hope we can. If we can't, I'll just let you know what he's texting me.
What is he
Because
saying?
he's got a tendency of sending weird texts.
I wish you would send voice notes, actually.
I'm going to tell him. Please
Yeah.
send a voice note.
Yeah.
Actually a voice note.
That's
so we
what
can
he
just
needs to do.
program it, send it out there into technical, throw it on there so
Exactly.
you know that he's part of the
Yeah.
family. 6:49, we're sliding in your dreams. Do give us a call, please, right about now on 086 00 959. The number again. For those ones that are slow at the back there, that are not really morning people and the information lands rather slow, 086 00 959 for sliding in your dreams.
Everybody,
Yeah, boo.
everybody. That was Beyonce with Break My Soul, and as a beehive, that gets me so excited. It gets me up and jumping, actually, like literally. But I'm in the studio with people that aren't beehive, which makes me feel some type of way.
No, not that we're not behind.
He said he's not beehive. He's like, he doesn't even know when the album is coming out. I'm
We
like,
don't
"Bless you."
recognize
Yeah,
Chris.
Chris. No,
Chris
Chris-
is disrespectful.
Chris is a figment of our imagination. He literally doesn't exist until he gets excited about you.
I was like, when is the album coming out? He's like, actually, I'm not beehive.
There's an
I'm like,
album. What is it?
What is it?
Just hang on a second. I just want people to really know that there is a Chris in studio. Chris, just quickly switch on your mic and just go,
Yep.
Oh,
There's
there
a
we
Chris,
go.
There's a Chris. There's a Chris. There's
Because
a Chris.
people think, when there's technical difficulties and we blame Chris, that we are actually talking about the technical difficulties.
No.
But there's an actual person.
There's an actual Chris who's just like literally sometimes he's Chrising. Okay? Crisscrossing between things. So check it out. We're sliding in your dreams. 6:45 on the street, on the air. I've got Patience on the line. Patience, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
We're well. How are you?
I'm okay.
Fantastic, my love. Fantastic. You've got two amazing dream interpretators in studio this morning. You've got Shudu and you've got Goko Samash.
Okay.
Listen, at your own risk, you may please share with us your dream because we're going to be interpreting this morning.
Okay, so I've been having weird dreams.
Yes.
So there are two dreams specifically that are troubling me. So the first one is where I dreamed we were going to like Uksola. So we went there and the Sangoma lady wanted to talk but she couldn't. So she turned her back on me and then she said, I must do what Sami told me to do. And I was like, what is that? Are you talking about the beads? So I was supposed to wear red and white beads, yellow beads and white beads. So she said, yes, I need to listen. And then the second dream is I was at home fasting and then my mother was beating me up, telling me that I won't even go to that wedding. So I ended up going to the wedding, fast. And then at the wedding, I wanted to go and dish up. So the food was finished. They told me that they saved it for someone else, and that person was my friend. She was heavily pregnant. And I said, oh, they're talking about you. Why don't you eat? Because you say you're hungry. So I was sitting across the table with my mother, and she said, I haven't beaten you. I'm still going to beat you up. So I don't know what it means.
Hectic.
Gogo Somahashi?
I was literally about to go to her first.
Hectic. I'm no expert. Absolutely no expert. Absolutely no expert whatsoever. Nsasesifundweni, right? So let's go back to the first dream. The first dream, you went to Ugyoshola, Bakflatela, and then they said, you know what you need to do. Go and do what Istunya Sako has told you to do. And you say also you know that you were supposed to get beads and you didn't get those beads. I feel like you generally know the path that you need to walk, right? And hence we are flatelo, epuphen lakho, because you're wasting time dilly-dallying, seeking validation outside. You don't need to be externally validated. You must validate your own instinct. wena ngokwakho. There are messages that are being sent to you, but you are ignoring them because you don't trust yourself enough to be well discerning, to hear the voice of your spirit guides, so you know what needs to be done. You don't have to seek outside. The beads, they come to you in dreams. You know the colors. Do you know the colors?
Yes, I do.
What colors are they?
So it's red and white.
They're red and
then
white.
there's white, then there's yellow.
So I'll tell you about red and white beads, right? We wear red and white beads, masepehlweni, so that our spirit guides can identify us. You understand? And there are many other layered reasons why we wear those red and white beads. So before you go into other colors, you need to accept the fact that you have a responsibility and you know what to do, but you are wasting time because you're constantly leaning on external validation. You know what you need to do. Trust your discernment, trust your instinct, and go with the messaging that has been delivered to you. Get those beads. If you have seen and it was given to you in a dream, how those beads need to be worn. Was it given to you in a dream how those beads need to be worn?
So it was not given to me in a dream. So my cousin is Isangoma. So
Yes.
he said that he had a vision.
Yes.
And Umkulam came to me and said that so I was angry. So he came and said he's not going to leave me alone until I do what he needs me to do. Of which
Exactly.
is to wear those beads.
Exactly. So your next consultation, if you're ever going to consult, and please do not consult with a spiritually gifted person within your family, right? Because doctor Aislapi and Ailapi Abagubo, because the emotional attachment is too deep for them to make a sober-minded call on what it is that needs to be decided upon your journey. Right? Or what needs to be advised or counseled upon your journey. So you go elsewhere, you go to somebody else that you can trust. Go with the beads this time and consult on the beads and consult on the journey. Do not consult on whether or not you need to go, whether or not you need to listen. You know you need to listen, so listen. In terms of the pregnancy dream and the wedding, what I decipher and what I discern from that, I would just simply say, do yourself a favor. If it is manifested in your dream that you're given a warning not to do something, don't be stubborn and go against the grain of spirituality.
Okay.
Don't be stubborn. That is protection. Just sometimes listen. Don't force to be where you're not supposed to be.
Okay.
Don't force to hang out with people you're not supposed to hang out with. And don't force to eat where you're not supposed to eat. Just protect yourself. Allow yourself to be protected by what is trying to protect you. I'm not sure if any of this you can relate to or might make sense.
Yeah, it's making sense.
Thank you so much for the call. We appreciate it. We definitely do appreciate it. Patience, that was your dream interpreted by Gokusomasha. Wow, that felt weird. From me.
Wow. You know, if I was listening and I was looking to consult, I'm sold. I'm sold.
Hectic.
Even if you were making it up,
Hectic.
I would still come.
Can I be honest with you?
Yes.
I'm going to leave you guys in studio. I'm literally going to physically remove myself from the studio, go sit in the kitchen, have a glass of water. That was a lot.
Wow.
Yes.